Well, let's take a look here. The shot to the body on top of the head. Ruelas is down. The shot on the top of the head seemed to do a lot of the damage there. Rib shot hurt, then right by the temple got him, and then there's one more after he's down.
Which, by the way, Nelson could have been penalized for.
And that count was very close to the 10. Ruelas barely getting there. And that's why you heard Joe Gruesome.
Rafael Ruelas, the brother of Gabe, once stayed down too long and lost the fight as a result of it while he was looking at Joe Gruesome.
I'm not sure Ruelas beat 10 here.
He is getting nailed with big shots by Azumah Nelson. I'm going to say something here that I regret saying. Could there be a certain feeling in Gabe Ruelas coming off the Jimmy Garcia fight, the tragedy of Garcia dying afterwards? Could there be something in him that's making it difficult for him to compete? I don't know.
You have to be inside his head.
I know that's it's a lot of speculation, but even his resignation while on the canvas, which we heard Joe Gruesome being very animated about. And by the way, there is a time in a corner when you should be that way, and that was one of the times. Right now, Azumah Nelson is just taking him apart.
This could end quickly.
It doesn't look like Gabriel really wants to fight on it. It really doesn't. He just does not. Gabriel doesn't seem like he wants this right now.
He's very close to losing it all here. That's it.
It's over. Rage by Joe Gruesome, but I'll tell you what, that young man may not have wanted to continue. There's a lot of emotion in that ring.
You're not seeing anybody Ruelas here. It's by his corner.
And Azumah Nelson marching around the ring with a lot of emotion as well. Well, it's a disappointing scenario for Gabriel Ruelas and his people, but this man, Azumah Nelson, at the age of 37, who was so confident, wasn't he, during the course of the week, did get the job done.
He was loose. He was doing everything. Azumah Nelson had a good feeling about this fight beforehand, maintained the looseness, made Gabriel pay early, and just kept on him.
Oscar De La Hoya, there was, it seemed, a confusion by Gabriel, even from the beginning of this fight. Didn't seem to know how to fight this fight. Fought on a lot of emotion to try and knock Nelson out. That didn't work, and once it didn't work, what was left for him?
It was very difficult for Gabriel Ruelas to fight this fight tonight because of what happened in the past. But Azumah Nelson showed that he's still a good warrior. He's still the professor, and he came out victorious tonight. Unfortunately, Gabriel Ruelas lost. I believe he did give up in the round prior to that because he did receive a good body shot from Azumah Nelson, and that hurt him for the later rounds.
And then one more punch when he was down didn't help matters either. And as they celebrate, Azumah Nelson, let us not lose track. See Gabriel Ruelas with his trainer Joe Gruesome. It is surely disappointing for him as he loses his WBC super featherweight title. Let us not lose sight of what Oscar De La Hoya pointed out, that for Azumah Nelson, who wins the title for the third time a world title at the age of 37, it is a remarkable, remarkable achievement. Michael Buffer has the announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Marty Denkin calls a halt to the bout. The official time, 1 minute, 20 seconds of round number 5. The winner, winning his 4th world title, and once again, the WBC Super Featherweight Champion of the World, the Professor Azumah Nelson.
And so it is official. Azumah Nelson, at the age of 37, has recaptured the WBC Super Featherweight title for the 2nd time. He defeats Gabriel Ruelas. For Gabriel Ruelas, who even in winning his last fight, had to deal with tragedy, now has to deal with the disappointment of losing his title. A difficult moment for him, but in his defeat, Azumah Nelson, who performed in a way that maybe a lot of people didn't think he could at the age of 37. After an 18-month layoff, he got the job done. Took away this man's WBC super featherweight title. And here in the outdoor arena at Fantasy Springs, there's silence. Most of these fans, of course, Ruelas fans, and they are stunned by what has occurred. And we take a look at what did, in fact, take place at the end of that fight. It was a body shot that really got Ruelas. He had been down already in this fight. And here was Nelson on the inside. This is where the fight was stopped. This is not where he was knocked down, but where he was stopped. You see the protest of Joe Goossen. Now, the reason perhaps his protest came was because it looked at that moment like not a lot of punches were landing. But in defense of Marty Dakin, let me say, not much was coming from Gabriel Ruelas throughout the last 40 seconds before Nelson went after him. Not a huge protest by Ruelas. He looks a little shocked, but of course, there is a big protest from the corner of Gabriel Ruelas in the form of Joe Goossen, his trainer. In any case, they exalt in victory in Azumah Nelson's corner. Dave Bontempo is up there. Let's go to him right now.
Okay, thanks, Al. Azumah, are you surprised that you were able to do this apparently so easily?
No, I mean, I came to do it. I mean, I know I'm going to take him out. This is not a match. I'm looking for the lightweight title. I'm just here now to make a record. That's all. I mean, I know before, from the beginning, I know this is not a match.
What was the key to the fight for you?
But what?
What was the key to the fight? What was the big difference, do you think?
After the first fight,
between the first and second fights, what was different?
The first fight, I wasn't myself, and if I tell somebody I wasn't myself, he'll say, oh, because I didn't do well, you know. So I have to prove it here that the first fight, I'm not myself, and this time I'm ready.
And you were very loose before this fight too. You sensed it.
Yes, sir. I mean, I trained so much for this fight, and I know that I'm coming to take the title back. I told Ghanaians that I'm going to give them a Christmas bonus, and I have to fulfill my promise. I mean, he's a good guy, he's a good boxer, and it's